Good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about factoring quadratic polynomials. And I know we reviewed the diamond method this week, but today I want to show you just a few calculator tricks to help you speed up your process, okay? So we're just reviewing the diamond method. And remember, I told you there's many different ways of factoring quadratics. This is just a simple process that I like to use for Algebra 1. And Algebra 2, you'll also use this. That's why we kind of started teaching it the same way. But there's tons of different ways. You can complete the square. You can use a box method. You can use a snowflake method. You can do all different things. So if you know a different way of factoring quadratics, it's okay. This will help you too. So first off, we have AC goes in the top of our diamond, and B goes in the bottom, and then we're dividing by A's. And yes, this is still math class. I know we have lots of letters. That's the joy of algebra. So if we write out our example, we have x squared plus 2x minus 15. And we need to figure out what is A, B, and C before we do anything else. So our A term is going to be in front of our variable here. So that's x squared. Anything in front of an x or any variable is just 1. Next is our middle term, that's 2x, so we leave the variable, we take the number only, so that's 2. And our C term is this last number, so that's negative 15. So A comes at the beginning, B's in the middle, C's at the end. Okay? Now we use our diamond and plug these numbers in. So we will have, let me draw out my diamond, 1 times C is negative 15. We're dividing by 1 on each side. And our B term is 2. So first off, let's solve the 1 times negative 15. So that's negative 15. Now we need factors of negative 15 that add to 2. And I just like to write that out. We're looking for factors of negative 15 that add to 2. Okay? And that is going to be, well, we know 1 times negative 15, that'll multiply to give you negative 15. We have 2 times something, that won't give us negative 15. 3 times something, that would be 3 times a negative 5. 4 times anything won't work. 5 times anything. Okay, that would still be 5 times a negative 3. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Nothing until we get back to 15. So 15 times a negative 1. Okay? Now we're going to add these numbers together to see what gives us a positive 2. So 1 plus a negative 15, well, that equals negative 14. 3 plus a negative 5, that gives us a negative 2. That's close to our answer, but not what we were looking for. 5 plus a negative 3, though, will give us a positive 2. And let's continue on just so we don't lose a number. 15 plus a negative 1, well, that's a positive 14. So our answer to our two factors are 5 and negative 3 because they multiply to give us 15 but add to give us positive 2. And what we do with those is we plug them in to this section. It doesn't matter what order, so we're just going to write 5 and negative 3. Now, the 1 or 5 divided by 1, that's a positive 5. Negative 3 divided by 1, that's a negative 3. So that tells us our answer is x plus 5, x minus 3. And we can check that. So we're going to check our work. And all that means is we multiply them back together. We kind of do the opposite. So x plus 5, x minus 3. First two terms, x times x is x squared. X times negative 3, that's negative 3x. 5 times x is 5x. And 5 times a negative 3 is a negative 15. Combine your like terms. We get x squared plus 2x minus 15. Is that what we started with? Yes, so we are good there. Okay? Now, if you notice, this process of finding the factors and seeing what they had to took quite a while. Okay? And 15 is a rather low number. It doesn't have that many factors. Technically, it only has 1, 2, 3, 4 factors, and then we change the signs up. So, let's work on a different problem, and I'm going to show you a shortcut method using your calculator to find the factors. Okay? And like I said, this can work on any method, not just the diamond method that we're using today. So, example 2. This time, we have 3x squared plus 2x minus 8. Okay? We need to identify our A, B, and C again and draw out our diamond. So A, this time, is positive 3. B is positive 2. And C is negative 8. Okay? So A times C will be 3 times a negative 8. B is 2, and we're dividing by 3 this time because that's our A term. So 3 times a negative 8 gives us a negative 24. Okay? And now we want to find factors of 24, or negative 24, that add to 2. Okay? So, on your calculator, we're going to clear out everything that's on it. We're going to hit y equals, clear out everything that's there. So we go to y equals. I like to put a box around what buttons I'm pushing when I write them on my calculator, just so I have an idea later when I go back through my notes of what's happening. So y equals, then we need to type in the first y equals section, we're going to type in our top number divided by x. Okay, so here that will be negative 24 divided by x. Then we're going to hit second graph. So when we hit second graph, it's going to give us this table. So before we went through and we basically just said, well, 1 times negative 15, 3 times negative 5, 5 times negative 3. Well, now this time it gives us a whole list. So 0, well, you can't get anything besides multiplying by 0 to get 24. 1 times negative 24 is negative 24. 2 times negative 12 is negative 24. 3 times negative 8, negative 24. 4 and 6. But then they have these that have decimals. We're not going to really worry about those. We're kind of just going to overlook them. So 5 times negative 4.8 gives us negative 24. We're going to continue on. Now we're going to look through this list and see which one of these pairs adds to positive 2. Okay? You can do this on your paper or you can just do it in your head, either way. So 1 times negative 24, or 1 plus negative 24, I apologize, equals negative 23. 2 plus negative 12 equals negative 10. 3 plus negative 8, it's going to be a negative 5. 4 plus negative 6, that's negative 2. 5, I said, had a decimal, so we kind of need to just skip over it. 6 plus negative 4, that gives us positive 2, so that's the number we're looking for. And let's continue on through the factors. 8 plus negative 3, it's positive 5. 12 plus negative 2, that's positive 10. And 24 plus negative 1 is 23. So again, there was no other factors except 6 and negative 4. Plug those back in, so we get 6, negative 4. Now we need to simplify these fractions. So 6/3 is 2. Negative 4/3 won't reduce. So our final answer here will be x plus 2. The 3 in the denominator goes in front of our x, so 3x minus 4. Okay, I hope that helps you out. And especially if you have trouble with your multiplication tables or finding factors, I hope this calculator tip will help you out. Okay, good luck on your homework. See you tomorrow.